In the heart of an isolated forest, hidden deep within the thick trees, there lies a place known only by whispered rumors. It is a place that locals avoid, a place that no one speaks of openly, for fear of awakening the dark secrets buried within. This place is called the Cabin of Hell, and its story is one drenched in terror, mystery, and the echoes of unspeakable crimes. The cabin stands alone, far away from civilization, its wooden walls weathered by time, its windows darkened with years of neglect. Its very presence seems to absorb the light around it, casting a shadow over everything near. The air surrounding it feels dense, almost suffocating, as if something unnatural lingers just beyond perception. For years, rumors have circulated about the cabin, tales of strange sounds emanating from within its walls, of lights flickering when no one is around, and of those who ventured too close, only to disappear without a trace. Long ago, it was said that the cabin was once a refuge for a family seeking to escape the chaos of the world. They came, naive and hopeful, unaware of the dark force that would eventually claim them. The family's fate remains a mystery to this day. Some say they were consumed by the very darkness they tried to outrun. Others claim that they were victims of an unexplainable evil, something older than time itself. The truth, however, was lost to the forest, swallowed up by the night. Over the years, people have come and gone, attempting to uncover the cabin's secrets. Each time, the story ends the same: strange occurrences, eerie sounds, and the unmistakable feeling of being watched. And then, without warning, the person vanishes. Sometimes, only their belongings remain, abandoned at the threshold of the cabin. Other times, there's no trace left at all, as though the earth itself has swallowed them whole. Despite the many disappearances, there are those who cannot resist the pull of the unknown, who are drawn to the cabin like moths to a flame. They come, driven by curiosity or the desire for adventure, convinced that they will be the ones to uncover the truth. But each one who enters the cabin is met with the same fate, as if the very structure itself is alive, watching, waiting for the right moment to strike. There are accounts of strange figures appearing in the shadows of the cabin, their faces hidden in darkness, their movements swift and deliberate. The air grows cold when they approach, the silence oppressive, as if the world itself holds its breath. Some say the figures are the restless spirits of those who came before, trapped in a never-ending cycle of torment, unable to escape the grip of the cabin. Others believe that the figures are something far worse, creatures that predate humanity, ancient beings that have watched over the forest for millennia, waiting for the right time to awaken. As the years pass, the cabin becomes more and more insidious, its influence spreading like a cancer through the forest. The ground around it becomes barren, no plants or animals dare to live nearby. The trees grow twisted, their branches reaching toward the sky like the fingers of some grotesque hand. Even the wind seems to avoid the area, leaving the cabin in a suffocating silence. The closer one gets, the more one feels an overwhelming sense of dread, as though the very air is charged with an unseen presence. Then, there are the sounds. At night, the forest is eerily quiet, but sometimes, when the wind shifts just right, a distant cry can be heard, faint but unmistakable. It's the sound of someone calling out for help, their voice full of terror and desperation. But no one answers. No one ever answers. And as the cry fades, it is replaced by a low, guttural growl, something so deep and primal that it seems to shake the very bones of those who hear it. It is said that the cries come from those who were unfortunate enough to have entered the cabin and survived, if one can call it survival. They wander the forest, lost and broken, their minds shattered by the horrors they witnessed inside. Some claim that the cabin holds more than just the spirits of the dead, it holds something worse. Something that feeds on fear, that grows stronger with every soul it consumes. And for those who make the mistake of entering, it is only a matter of time before they too are claimed by the darkness. No one knows who built the cabin or why it was placed in such a remote location. Some say it was a sanctuary for those seeking refuge, but as the years went by, it became clear that the cabin was never meant to be a place of safety. It was a trap, a lure, drawing in anyone who dared to come near. And once they crossed its threshold, they were never the same. Those who have managed to escape the cabin speak of a feeling of being watched, of something lurking just out of sight. They describe a presence that can never be shaken, a sense of constant paranoia that lingers long after they have left. They say that the cabin doesn't just take lives, it takes souls, twisting them, warping them into something unrecognizable. And once you've been touched by the cabin, you are never truly free. Over time, the local townsfolk have learned to avoid the area altogether. They tell their children stories about the cabin of hell, warning them never to venture too close, to never listen to the calls of the wind or the cries in the night. But despite these warnings, there are always those who feel compelled to investigate, to uncover the truth. And they never return. The forest surrounding the cabin remains undisturbed, as if the trees themselves protect it, shielding it from the eyes of the world. The cabin stands as a monument to something darker than death, a place where the lines between reality and nightmare blur. Those who have dared to enter speak of a feeling of being pulled, as if the cabin itself is calling to them, beckoning them to step inside. No one knows what happens within the cabin's walls. No one knows what horrors lie hidden beneath its floorboards, in the shadows of its decrepit rooms. But one thing is certain, those who enter do not come back the same. If they return at all. And so, the mystery remains. The cabin of hell, a place that has claimed the lives of many, continues to stand as a dark testament to the power of fear and the unknown. It waits, patient and silent, for the next soul foolish enough to cross its threshold. And when they do, it will consume them, just as it has done with all who came before. In the end, no one truly knows what lies inside the cabin. Is it merely a place haunted by the restless dead? Or is it something far worse, something that has been waiting for centuries, biding its time until the moment is right to reveal itself? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is clear: the cabin of hell is not just a place, it is a force, an entity, a living nightmare that will never let go. As long as it stands, the terror will continue, and the mysteries will remain unsolved. But one thing is certain: no one who ventures near will ever leave unchanged. For the cabin of hell doesn't just claim lives, it claims everything. And in the end, all that remains is the darkness. The forest around the cabin has grown thicker over the years, its shadows longer, its silence more profound. Some claim that the forest itself conspires to keep the truth buried, growing more hostile to anyone who dares approach. The trees have twisted into grotesque shapes, their bark peeling away like the skin of some ancient creature, leaving behind gnarled branches that seem to reach out like skeletal hands. Every step taken in this forsaken place feels heavier, as if the earth itself resists any attempt to uncover its dark secrets. But despite the warnings, despite the ever-growing legends surrounding the cabin, there are those who believe the answers lie within its walls. They come under the cover of darkness, drawn by the promise of discovery, driven by a desire to unveil what has remained hidden for so long. Each one comes with the hope that they will be the one to break the curse, to lift the veil of mystery that clings to the cabin like a thick fog. But each one fails. Some return, broken and trembling, their eyes wide with terror, their words fragmented, as though their minds could not fully comprehend the horrors they encountered. They speak in whispers, telling of rooms that shift and change, of shadows that move with a life of their own. They describe a presence, an unrelenting force that watches them from the darkness, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Those who have returned from the cabin are never the same. The light in their eyes is gone, replaced by a cold emptiness that no one can explain. And then there are those who never return. Their absence leaves a lingering unease, a feeling that something is watching, waiting for the next victim. The town grows restless as more people vanish, their names slowly slipping into obscurity, their fate sealed by the cabin's insidious grip. It is said that once you step inside the cabin, the very walls close in on you. The air grows thick with an oppressive weight, and the temperature drops, making every breath feel like it's being ripped from your chest. The floors creak beneath your feet, as though the cabin itself is alive, aware of your presence, preparing to swallow you whole. Some have claimed to hear voices inside the cabin, faint whispers calling their name, urging them to come closer. The voices come from all directions, making it impossible to tell where they are coming from. And as the whispers grow louder, the shadows seem to lengthen, creeping along the walls like something alive, something hungry. No one knows what lies beyond the threshold of the cabin, but those who enter speak of strange markings on the walls, symbols that twist and writhe as if they are alive, as though they are part of something much older, something more sinister than mere human understanding. Some say these symbols are the remnants of an ancient ritual, a dark ceremony performed long ago to summon something beyond this world. Others believe that the cabin itself was built as a prison, a containment for something so powerful that it must never be freed. The stories grow darker with each passing year. The rumors spread like wildfire, feeding on the fear of those who dare to listen. No one knows the true origin of the cabin or the force that resides within, but one thing is certain: no one who enters the cabin of hell ever leaves the same. And some never leave at all.